Deanna Howland, 35 years of age, a resident of Alton, Illinois. Investigators from the Major Case Squad in the Warren County Sheriff's Department investigated in 2016 and identified several people associated with Howland. However, no suspect was identified at that time.
On June 26, 2004, a woman's body was found on a hill near a picnic area at a rest stop along Interstate 70 in Missouri. The only thing left of the body was its torso. It had no head, arms, or legs. In that state, it was impossible to tell whose body part it was. Even the most experienced detectives were shocked by how brutally the body had been cut up. Even though many agents worked on the case, it took them 19 long years to solve it. But who was killed and why did it happen so cruelly? Let's have a look at the 19-year-old case finally solved in 2023, Deanna Denise Howland's case. In today's story, we go to Wright City, Missouri, a beautiful town in the Midwest with only 4,300 residents. Its location along the busy Interstate 70 has made it a hub for shipping and logistic businesses, bringing entrepreneurs and tourists from all over the state. But Wright City is more than just a place where people go to and from. This historic downtown area has interesting shops and great places to eat, making it a great place to relax after a long day of sightseeing. The city's highly regarded school system cares about education and gives kids access to top-notch schools. On June 26, 2004, a maintenance worker made a gruesome discovery. While cutting bushes at a rest stop, he stumbled upon a shocking sight: a decapitated body. The worker immediately contacted the police, shaken by what he had witnessed. The discovery led investigators to believe that the victim had been killed elsewhere. The torso showed scars from surgery, but little else was found at the crime scene besides DNA and a knife. The autopsy couldn't determine the cause of death, ruling out organ trafficking as a motive. Despite extensive efforts and interviews with locals, no leads emerged and the case went cold. In 2014, Lieutenant Matt Smutch revived the investigation, focusing on missing persons in the area and collaborating with authorities in Illinois. Then in April 2006, a man named Brian Barker, who might have been part of the woman's family, went to the Warren County Sheriff's Department where he thought the body might be his sister. He gave his DNA for a test of his name, but the results were unclear. Brian didn't give up looking for the person who killed his sister, even when it seemed like there was no hope. Even though he failed the first time he tried to show DNA proof, he didn't give up. After trying for years without success to figure out who the dead body was that they found in a rural area of Missouri, a new clue was finally found. Ashley Kinnear, who was probably the woman's oldest daughter and was called by the police because of what Brian told them, was this lead. An expert said that the woman's family members, like her oldest daughter Ashley Kinnear and the two other brothers, should all give DNA samples. Thanks to the fact that they decided to let the DNA be tested, the case was finally solved in 2016 when the Missouri lab found a match. At last it was clear who the body belonged to. The victim was said to be Deanna Dennis Howland, who also goes by Deanna Frolic and Deanna Kinnear. Records show that Deanna was married more than once and went by different names, such as Deanna Baker, Deanna Kinnear, and Deanna Frolic. She was born in Belleville, Illinois, in the United States, and she had at least 2 children. Deanna Denise Howland had hopes and dreams, even though she had had a hard life. She was loved by her family and will be missed by those who knew her. Her murderer's tragic death is a lesson that everyone, no matter how hard things are for them, deserve justice and respect. Deanna had a hard life. She struggled with drugs and often moved from place to place. Many people knew she went to places in Illinois, like Granite City and East St. Louis, and that she was a prostitute with an illegal drug problem. Even though she had problems, Deanna was a good mother to her kids. Ashley Kinnear, her daughter, thinks of her as a loving and devoted mom. Ashley worried about her mother's health when she didn't attend a school play in May 2004 like she had said she would. After that, she didn't hear from her mother again. Deanna's absence was not like her, and her daughter knew something was wrong when she didn't get a call from her mother on her birthday, which was something she always did. Ashley had been sad and confused about her mother's departure for all this time. She tried to get in touch with everyone she could think of or knew about, but she still didn't know where her mother was. She had no choice but to wait for her mother to come back. From this, it's clear that Deanna was a caring and loving mother who always tried to stay in touch with her kids, even though she had a lot of problems. After years of investigating and hard work, the case of Deanna Denise Howland was finally solved in 2022 when the suspect was found. With the help of a DNA report, the person who did it was found. The DNA they got from Deanna's body and the knife they found at the crime scene was what helped them finally solve the case. Investigators found his DNA on Deanna's body, which is how they figured out who the suspect was. It took years of analysis and testing, using forensic genetics to make the link, but in 2022, the proof was clear, and it pointed to a 63-year-old man. The man was recognized as Mike Anthony Clardy, who had lived in Maryland Heights, Missouri for a long time. Mike Clardy and his wife were living a quiet life until the cops came to their Maryland Heights home on January 10, 2023, and arrested Clardy. Clardy's life had already been turned upside down by an accident in 2004 that left him totally blind. But this time it was because he was thought to have been involved in this terrible crime. The suspect hid from the cops for 20 years, but they were finally able to find him. Even though he was accused of killing, Clardy had no criminal past and was not linked to any other killings according to court records. But now, Clardy is being charged with second-degree murder for the death of Deanna Howland. The next step was to find out everything they could about the terrible crime. Clardy, who had agreed to be taken into custody, was brought in to be questioned. As the officers dug deeper into the case, they asked him about the murder and, more importantly, about the body parts they found. After almost 20 years, Deanna Dennis Howland finally got justice in 2023 when Mike Clardy was charged with killing her. The prosecutor's office in St. Louis filed a charge saying that Clardy admitted to killing Howland in June 2004 and putting her body parts in different places. Clardy is said to have told the police that he killed Howland after an argument at his home, where she worked as a sex worker, even though he initially denied being involved. He said he had spread the bodies of the victim all over St. Louis and Warren County. After years of investigation, the suspect is held in Warren County on $1 million bail, marking progress in a joint effort by multiple police departments. If found guilty, Clardy faces up to 40 years in jail. The truth surrounding Deanna Howland's murder is finally emerging, giving her family and friends hope for justice after nearly 2 decades. Despite the heartbreaking news of Howland's premature death, her loved ones never lost hope that the perpetrator would be brought to account. Finally, after years of hard work, Clardy was apprehended, unveiling the secrets surrounding the case. The community was shocked to learn about the previously undisclosed DNA evidence and other gruesome details as the sheriff's office released information. While her absence is deeply felt, Howland's family can find solace in the long-awaited justice served. In a news conference, Deanna Howland's daughter Kinnear expressed gratitude to those who supported her mother's story and remained committed to seeking justice. Kinnear acknowledged that her mother had endured pain and would never have left her family without explanation. She appreciated the interest in learning about her mother's life and the impact she would have if she were still alive. Deanna was a compassionate and devoted woman who was significant to her loved ones. Kinnear's words touched many, serving as a poignant reminder to honor the memories of those who have passed and to support the ones they left behind. The case of Deanna Howland is a sad example of how violent crimes can affect people, their families, and their towns. Clardy's arrest and statement may give people who were hurt by Howland's murder a sense of closure. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more thrilling videos like this one. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.